Ah, yes sir indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is up and what is going on, man? As you guys can see, it's your host with the most, Paul Cantu, back with a brand new video. Now, it has been about 3 months since I did this garden in my front yard. And I want to do a little update today since it is kind of a 3-day weekend and add some more plants in the ground and just show you guys what we have happening, Captain. So some plants have done great and others are on the verge of utter collapse and are rugged. So this is an azalea bush that I planted. I haven't been watering it enough, and my brothers, it has been dry as hell the last few days, weeks. Now we have these Thai plants that are looking absolutely glorious, and these have taken off and thrived. We have gardenias that I planted that are on the verge of death, it appears. And the crown jewel is this mandevilla, which I planted, that is absolutely taking off and climbing this tree. Now I live in Houston, Texas, so that is why this thing is absolutely thriving. I mean, dude, just look at all of these flowers. Absolutely fantabulous. Now, one bad thing to note is that dude, that little puppy right there, is going to die as soon as it gets about 50 degrees. So I planted it in the ground, big mistake. If I left it in the pot, I could have taken it inside and had everything preserved. Now I did have a bush right here. I don't even remember what it was, but it died horribly. We have an alamanda that is taken off right here. This little golden doodle is doing fine. And then we have some ixoras, which are thriving as well. But yeah, just looking at this space, I mean, there's just a ton of room for plants everywhere surrounding this giant tree. So today I'm gonna add some plants in here and yeah, just rejuvenate the overall vibe. Let's get it. All right, class, so we're live outside of Lowe's and I figured I'd bring y'all along for the plant purchasing practices. Oh man, these things looking lovely. It's official, I need to get this Silverado sage. It looks beautiful and it's in a small enough container where I can work around the pine tree roots. So this is definitely what I'm looking for. Obviously, I need to find the largest one that they have to get the biggest bang for my buck. So yeah, I just want them to look healthy and tall. This one right here though got some height to it. All right, so this may look a little bit excessive, but I actually need to replace a few plants that I did previously put in the ground in the front of the house with something that's a little more durable to the sunlight and to the low water conditions. So yeah, I'm grabbing like 6 of these dudes and we getting it. Dude, I'm legit blessed. They have everything I need in small container sizes. So they have this bird of paradise, which is amazing. So I'm definitely gonna grab 1 or 2 of these. And I also got that orange rocket bobbery. Just look at the color on that dude. And sorry I had it that British accent, but it only does the word bobbery justice. Very close to Burberry, but not quite. Oh my gosh. And then for the culture one time, just look at that flower, dude. Beautiful strawberry milkshake color scheme. I'm gonna grab this little hibiscus to plant as well. Now all of these do have the potential to gain some height on them, but they all look good and all are flowering uniquely and have their own type of colors and textures, which is what I need. And all right guys, so we're back and as you can see, we have all the plants we need and it's time to figure out where they should go. What? This dude got little bits of grass growing in him. Come on, man. I ain't signed up for this. But yeah, we're gonna do a loose little mock-up of where I think some of these plants should go. You, my friend, I think might need to go right here. Yeah, look at that. Bright green, bright green, bright green, bright green. Mint. All right, then we got this hibiscus. This thing has the potential to go absolutely nuts, which I'm not sure if that will be a good thing or not, but I think these pink flowers in the front are definitely a vibe. And then last and not least, you have the bougainvillea or bougainvillea, which I think can go right here. And I think that just about does it for where I'm going to place all of the plants. Let's go ahead and get them in the ground now. All right guys, so plant number 1 that's going in the ground today is gonna be this pink hibiscus. Now these things can grow like 8 to 10 feet high, can grow like 6 feet wide. So I'm really gonna need to maintain this puppy, but they do bloom anytime they're cut or they grow new growth. So without further ado, let's get it in there. So yeah, dude, I pulled out my 17th century gold miner, used a pickaxe to dig a hole, and then I got some nice shrub and tree soil to make sure this had the best chances. I unfurled that root ball and put it in the ground. Oh yeah. All right guys, so the next plant we're gonna throw in the ground is going to be, of course, this Texas sage, or as it's called, the Silverado sage. So I guess it's like a truck plant hybrid, perfect. It has very nice foliage on it, and then it will pop off with bright pink / light lavender colored flowers, so that's amazing. But this is just a different color to add into the garden. So yeah, let's get it in there. Next plant is going to be this little red rocket, or better yet, the orange rocket bobbery. So we're gonna put this dude in the ground. Evidently it grows really tall, and only in the fall does it turn red like this, but I think this red color will offset the other red hued plants we have in the garden. So let's get it in. Oh my God, it's like a coral reef, but in the garden. All right, y'all. So the next plant that's gonna go in is this bird of paradise. I need some depth to the garden, especially when you have such a tall piece that is the center, which is the pine tree. So I definitely want this bad boy perking up from the back with its beautiful yellow foliage. That's more of a mac and cheese, whatever. Let's go. All right, so one thing to keep in mind is when you're planting by a tree, you got to avoid the roots, which I did, but you can see that root is big, and you also want to make sure that any plant is not root bound and that you break off those dudes so it can thrive in the ground. All right, baby. So the next plant, which is the last one I purchased for this area, at least thus far, is this bougainvillea, which these flowers, when they pop off, look amazing. I mean, just look at that pink right there, daddy. I have one of these in the backyard and it absolutely is thriving. So hopefully this one does the same in this area. Let's put it in the ground and pray for the best. And just like that, everything is in the ground. And yes, I did get some wireless headphones, so you guys can't roast me, except they're not AirPods, whatever, fuck y'all. Anyways, we got all the plants in the ground. Let's just do a quick little walk around. I'm gonna need to water these dudes just to make sure they do get the best of starts as humanly possible. But yeah, this area definitely is crowded. And are you supposed to plant plants this close together? Definitely not. But it's survival of the fittest, and this gardenia looks like it's about to die. So hey, sometimes you just gotta throw them in and see what happens, Captain. Anyways, you guys may be wondering what I'm gonna do with all the rest of these Silverado sages, and the answer to that question lies behind the second part of the yard that I did. Now, if you guys haven't seen me do this portion of the yard, definitely check out that video. And if y'all haven't seen me do this portion of the yard, check out that video as well. It'll give you some context as to what I had to do to prepare this. But yeah, the purple is looking great underneath the green, so we have the Hulk going on. But I told you guys I wanted to plant another row of shrubs behind this one. And these dudes just unfortunately are not doing that well. Now, it does take a couple years before plants want to take off, but I'm just looking at the green color and I thought these would stay a lot more purple, but I think that's just with the new growth. So I much rather put in the Texas sage because it off rip just has a completely different color to contrast this dude, and it actually flowers unlike these shrubs. So I'm gonna take these out. I'm gonna have to find somewhere to put them, which won't be too hard because this is like 1/4 acre of a lot. And yeah, just a little update on these alamandas. They're doing great. Like, these puppies are taking off. They have flowers just twerking off the stems, and yeah, they've grown a lot since I put them in the ground. But let's go ahead and get the sage in here. I think it'll grow faster. It needs less water, and these dudes are like looking horrible anytime they're not watered. They're not drought resistant at all. So without further ado, we're gonna pull these up and put in that sage. Alright guys, so we're done planting everything I bought, but the final question is, what do I do with all of these small little loroputalums? I think that's what they're called. I'll put the name right here. And that's where this space behind me comes into play. So I'm just gonna plant all these up against the fence, create a nice shrub line, and hopefully it will become that burgundy purple color that we desire. But yeah, I just can't throw these little dudes out. They survive, they've been trying their best, and it's only right that they at least have some spot to call home. And alrighty guys, so it is the next day. The sun is just beaming in my eyes, but I want to show y'all the plants in the ground. They look pretty good as of right now. I went ahead and mulched them, but as you guys can see, there are ants trying to build a crib in here. That's not what I wanted to say, but there's all this grass surrounding these dudes, and the grass will overtake these piles. So I'm going to cover the grass with cardboard and mulch, just so that way the shrubs don't have to compete with the grass. And that pretty much is a cheap way to ensure that the plants will have the best opportunity to begin their new life. But nevertheless, the bed is completely done. Now I do want to put some wood around these edges just to make sure the grass doesn't encroach too much. With the cardboard laid down, it's gonna be no thing. So I might end up putting rocks or wood around there. But yeah, dude, I mean, we're done, and hopefully these guys take off, and eventually they'll form a nice purple red shrub line right here. And all right, class, so there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this video basically is done. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Now, one thing I must say is I'm very glad that I have this pine tree here to drop these needles. Some of you guys might be like, oh, that looks ugly, but pine straw is some of the best mulch, and people actually buy this, man. Some people literally just cop pine needles to try and mulch their plants with, and I have a natural free source, so that is amazing. But yes, I think everything came out swimmingly. There definitely was a nice transition from the beginning of this video till now, and all I added were 5 new plants, so it really helped reinvigorate the space, and I can't wait to watch some of these youngins develop over time. Like, these dudes were probably half the size, and in only a few months they've just sprung up and are just grown as hell now, man. My toddlers are like damn rebellious teenagers. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe. Again, this might not be the content that all of you guys want to see, but it's Paul Plan 2, and sometimes I just want to make some videos that make me feel good and do shit that I like, which is ultimately what everyone, I guess, is striving for in life. But yeah, there it is. Until next time, live the dream, eat that ice cream. I'm locked, I'm loaded, and I'm out. Peace.
Killing these songs, leaving a bloody life I roost to. And I'm in it to win it, so I'm somebody that you should get used to.